The great thing about living in an age where we have the internet is that we can get our businesses off the ground with very little money and very little barrier to entry. And what that also means is that you don't need to do the heavy lifting when it comes to your business. So if you've been getting overwhelmed by admin and just feeling completely swamped, if you've been worrying about the cost of outsourcing your admin to someone, then this video is for you, because I'm going to talk about the apps, the technology apps that will help to do the heavy lifting for you so you don't have to. So from my perspective, there are some key apps that you need to have in place. And if you feel like you're a bit of a technophobe and you're nervous about how to use technology, don't worry, the apps I'm suggesting are all very straightforward and very simple to use, and you will wonder why you hadn't got them in place sooner. So the first app that I recommend that you have is you need to have an app for scheduling appointments with clients. This is like the basic. You have to have this in place. Now, there is a free app called Calendly, which you can use. I personally use Acuity Scheduler. I find Acuity incredibly useful. It's about $10 a month for just one individual in a company. If you have a team, then I think it's about $19 a month, so it's still very reasonable. But this is a fantastic way to keep track of all your appointments. You get automated reminders that can be sent out so that you're not having to send reminders to people when you have a call with them. You're not having to send them Zoom links. It can all be done automated. Another app that you definitely want to have in place is your payment processor app. So you need a way of being able to take credit card payments over the phone or via a payment link. This is, again, a basic that you need in your business. Now, there are quite a few that are great. Of course, you've all heard of PayPal. The only problem with PayPal is you're not actually allowed to take credit card payments over the phone with PayPal. So this is one of the issues with it often, in which case I would recommend using a payment processor like Stripe. If you have an Infusionsoft CRM, then WorldPay is one of the ones that interacts with Infusionsoft. But if you are just starting out, I would go down the route of using something like Stripe, which is very simple and easy for you to use. Another piece of software that you are definitely going to want to take advantage of is accounting software. And especially if you are earning over a certain amount in the UK, then you do need to have digital accounts being produced. So I think it's 100,000 in the UK. The tax has gone digital, so now you need to have an online accounting software in place. I personally use Xero.com. Xero I find amazing, and what I've saved by using Xero is I know exactly where I am with how much money is coming into my business at any one time. I know exactly what my expenses are. I can see past reports. I can see what my VAT contribution is going to be at any point. It's really, really handy to be managing your money and to be aware of how your business finances are, so that you can choose your investments wisely. You know when you can afford to make investments, and you can avoid getting yourself into a difficult state with your finances. You're not going to get to the end of the year and think, oh God, I didn't hit my goals that I expected to hit. You know exactly where you are all the time. So I use Xero, but if you're starting out, something like FreshBooks will be fine. You can use something that's simpler. Xero, yes, is a little bit more complicated to get your head around, but once you master it, it isn't too difficult. So accounting software, that's another app that's very, very important and is going to pay for itself in no time at all in the amount of money you're going to save by being on track with what's going on with your money in your business. Another app that you're going to want to have in place is your email service provider. So if you're starting out, I would recommend you start with something like MailChimp. That's very simple. It's free as well. It's an easy email service provider to use. If you want something a little bit more complicated that also includes the CRM aspect to it as well, which means that you can track your leads and you can track your prospects. I would then recommend ActiveCampaign. It's not as expensive as Infusionsoft. In fact, it's a lot cheaper than Infusionsoft. It's a lot less complicated than Infusionsoft CRM is, and it's actually quite easy to use it. But it's got great functionality. So you can do email sequences in it, and campaigns, and you can tag, and it's got all those features that are really, really useful. So a combination of email service provider plus CRM, I'd go for ActiveCampaign. If you just need an email service provider, which is basically a way of sending a newsletter to your mailing list, or holding your mailing list as well, being able to send emails to them, then just a basic one would be MailChimp. If you're looking for a CRM as well, which is a way of, again, tracking and following up with your prospects, tracking your leads, another option would be Zoho. Again, that's better as a simpler option and cheaper option than Infusionsoft is. If you have a membership site and you're doing online courses and you've got lots of different elements that you're selling online through web pages as well as offline, then you might think about something like Infusionsoft or ClickFunnels. But to be honest, for most business owners, most coaches and consultants I'm working with, you don't need anything as complicated as ClickFunnels or Infusionsoft, especially when you're starting out. You can just start out with something much simpler. Okay, so those are some of my recommendations of apps that are definitely going to do the heavy lifting for you. One of the reasons why I would suggest that it's important to get these in place is because they save you so much time. And I found, because I used to use an admin person to do a lot of the admin tasks, I found that I actually was able to manage without any admin stuff for a while. I just put the systems in place. I had the technology managing all of my payments for clients. I had basically systems in place that were managing a lot of the admin work, and it saved me a lot of money. Now, what I can do with my VA, with my admin, is that my VA is now doing more of the tasks that are beyond that kind of basic admin, and she's now helping me with the marketing and saving me time in other ways. So I really recommend that you get these apps working in your business so that you can save yourself the heavy lifting, stop doing it yourself. If you would like more advice about how to be able to get technology working in your business, just schedule a call with me. I look forward to speaking with you, and I can help you with discussing what kind of technology you need in your business. Okay, bye for now, guys.